All right, let's talk to our guy, Eliot Shorr-Parks, as we go from Baldy to Eliot. Getting ready for the Eagles and Chargers, but really more big picture today. Getting ready for the remainder of the Eagles season. And we're asking everyone at 215-592-9494 whether you think the Eagles get it together, whether you think they again start playing like an elite NFL team, or is what we've seen in recent weeks, just kind of what it is, that they're not that good, even though upon Dallas losing last night, they're going to make the playoffs, or pretty much almost guaranteed, but just not that good. Let's talk to Eliot right now as he joins us every single Friday morning. James, my thing here to put Eliot on the air is not working, so if you can, please put Eliot up. All right, Eliot, good morning, buddy.
What up? How you guys doing this morning?
I'm good, man.
Doing all right.
Eliot, let's start with the good news, man. And there's a lot of good news. Dallas lost, but Jordan Mailata, NFL Man of the Year nominee, Walter Payton Man of the Year. Tell us about Jordan Mailata. You do a show with him every week. It's a great honor for him. Talk to us.
Yeah, I think what stands out to me is, the Eagles, I think, definitely have like a strong history of guys that not only are great players, but connect to players off the field. Like pretty much, the last 15, 20 years. They've had Dawkins, and they had Kelsey, then Brandon Graham. And I don't know if it was always very clear who that next person was going to be. And I think this stamps it, that it is Jordan. It is Jordan Mailata. Like, he is not only a great player on the field, but I think he has one of those rare abilities. And, not to compare him directly to Kelsey and Brandon Graham, because they are certainly super unique special cases. But Jordan Mailata is the closest thing I've seen. I mean, I see him, as you mentioned, we do the Jordan Mailata show with him every Monday night. Just the way fans react to him, the way he reacts to fans. Obviously the Christmas albums and all that, but also like the way he talks to the media, and he's become a leader for the team as well. So, I never thought we'd see another Kelsey or Brandon Graham, and he's not there yet, but that's what really sticks out to me about this.
I agree. I totally agree with that. Eliot, let's go big picture with the Eagles. Not the Chargers game, but the remainder of the season. Do you think they get back to performing like an elite NFL football team?
So I think if you ask me, will they play better than they did against Chicago? Yes. But I don't think they're going to turn into the juggernaut we saw last year. I don't think they will turn into like a super crisp, super clean, elite football team. But I do think they don't have far to go to be a team that can make the Super Bowl. The NFC is just not that good. Like, I'm not afraid of Seattle. The Rams certainly are playing well, but the Eagles seem to have their number, and they beat them this season. So I think we kind of hold the Eagles to the standard of last year, and I don't think they're going to reach that. I don't. Like, they've been too sloppy all year. They make mistakes too much. They get penalized too much. But I do think that they can get to the level where, can they beat Detroit? Yes, they beat them 3 weeks ago. Can they beat the Packers? Yes, they beat them in Green Bay about a month ago. So I do not think they'll collapse, but I think it's going to be a bumpy ride. I just think the ride could end in the Super Bowl.
So how important is creativity and the play design? Like, this is almost like a mini bye that they're getting here, and I wonder, how much do you expect things will change offensively? Is it going to look different coming out of this extended period of time where they've had some time to think about just how they got sort of outfoxed and out-toughed by another NFC team, Eliot?
Yeah. So this is their fourth mini-bye of the season. I mean, at this point, I think whatever answers they have are probably already out on the field. I'm not saying there won't be some differences.
Geez.
But so I thought Jason Kelsey actually on your show yesterday put it perfectly. Like, very few teams out-scheme other teams to the Super Bowl. Like, that's not how it's going to get done. I'm not defending the coaching scheme. I'm just saying that ultimately this is not going to be decided by some little trick play they figure out or some minor adjustment they figure out during the extra 3 days they had off. Like, this is going to be solved by the players not getting penalized as much, by the players, executing better, and by Jalen playing better. It is going to be Jalen that decides where this season goes. I know everyone likes to focus on Patullo and Sirianni, and they have important roles. But at the end of the day, Jalen will decide how far this team goes. And I'll say this about Monday night. Like, he needs to put the Superman cape on. Earlier this season, when they were coming off 2 straight losses, I said Jalen needs to go out and win the game, and he turned in a perfect passer rating against a good Vikings defense and carried them in that second half. Sometimes it's not about, a scheme, or it's about can your best player be the best player on the field? And on Monday night, the Eagles need somebody to get this thing turned around. And the player with the best opportunity to do that is Jalen, and they need him to be that guy on Monday night.
Eliot, you've been a big Jalen defender. I'm just curious, what specifically is it that has made you less believing in Jalen? Because I sense you're believing in him less. I'm just wondering what specifically.
He's just not playing well, and I think sometimes with Jalen, and I understand why, I agreed this offseason he was not given the national respect he deserves, right? I agree with that. And I think that his role in the Super Bowl last year is sometimes diminished. So I understand the strong desire from fans to always defend Jalen. I get it. But I also think we can all be honest. And when the offense is one of the worst in the NFL, there's no way the quarterback is playing well. And I think this year, he's turned it over slightly more, not a ton, but there have been some turnover issues. I don't think his accuracy has been very good this year. I think, he is not only missing throws, but I think his ball placement on completions even hasn't been as good. And he's normally a very accurate quarterback. I don't think he's dealt with pressure well this year. Last year he wasn't great with it. The advanced stats would show you that. But I do think this year he's been worse with it. And I also think that with the running game not good, they needed the passing game to step up. And it's not all on Jalen, but it's mostly on Jalen. So I just don't think he's played to the level that I believe he's capable of playing in. But I would also say one of Jalen's best strengths, and I know it's hard to quantify, but it still is what it is I think in big games in the playoffs, I do think he will make the plays to find a way to win the game. I just do. I've seen him do it. So I don't think he's playing well, but that doesn't really impact my opinion of the playoffs too much.
So our defense has struggled significantly, especially the last couple games. They've allowed over 400 yards. How do you stop the bleeding, essentially, Eliot, defensively, especially now that Jalen Carter is not going to be available?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, missing Jalen Carter is a major, major loss. He's not been the Jalen Carter we all thought he could be, but that player we thought he could be was the best defensive player in the NFL. So he's not met that standard, but he has still been an extremely good player this year. Somewhat inconsistent, but there have definitely been games where he has dominated. And without him there, everyone else needs to step up because now Moro Ojomo, who's having an awesome year, doesn't get to be the number 2 defensive tackle. He's the guy that's going to get double teamed. Jalen Phillips maybe becomes the person on the defensive line that offensive lines pay the most attention to. And I think the biggest concern is that last year they were able to be a defense that was great from the outside in. Their back 7 was the best part of the defense. This year, that's not the case, right? They have a major question at safety going into this game, whether it's Marcus Epps, Sidney Brown, who it's going to be. Adoree Jackson has certainly been up and down. So they need the defensive line to get pressure. They didn't really need that last year. And my concern is without Jalen Carter is this back 7 going to get even more exposed than it kind of has been at times this year? Now, the good news is the Chargers offense is just not that good. The Chargers are the run-of-the-mill average team. They're not really great at anything, and they're not really terrible at anything either. But they do have a quarterback that has a broken hand. So, the key to stop the bleeding this week is get to Herbert and knock the ball out of his hand. Because if he has time in the pocket, I'm worried about the back 7.
Eliot, we know Darius Slay is not going to play for the Eagles this week, and he probably won't play for them ever again. But we also found out yesterday he's not reporting to Buffalo. I want to play some audio for you of Darius Slay yesterday with Emmanuel Acho on Acho's podcast. It was a good question from Acho. Let's listen to the exchange, and then, Eliot, your interpretation of what you make of the situation.
If the Philadelphia Eagles would have claimed you, would you have been there today? Don't lie to me, Slay. You can lie to them. Don't lie to me.
Oh, man. We don't know, man. We'll see, though.
We don't know. It's crazy. Stop. Slay, you do not lie in the speakeasy. One of the biggest rules in the speakeasy is we don't tell no lies. I will ask you the question again. Have the Philadelphia Eagles claimed you, would you have been there today?
I don't know, really. I honestly don't know, man. I'm just telling you because the fact of, like I said, man, I had a real big impact with my kid, man. Like I said, me and my oldest son, man, we've been going through the wars together.
Yeah.
Since Pee-wees and I.
How old is the oldest, for clarity?
18.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this was his senior year of football. He just got doing basketball. And my youngest, my middle one, he just got done. I just left his game.
Yeah.
And it just felt good to be there. You know what I'm saying? It felt good for me to be there. So it would have been a hard time, to think about it. But, hey, Philly is my second home. I don't know how that would have hit, if that would have hit. But when I got home the other day, I'm like, shoot, boy, this feels good, too good that we got the crib.
All right, so Eliot, he later referred to himself as 50%, chance that he plays again, 50% that he retires. I'm curious from your standpoint, do you think this is a ploy by Slay to try to get to the Eagles, or just real talk that he truly doesn't know if he wants to play again?
I think he definitely would have reported to the Eagles. I don't think there's any question. I think the idea of going to Buffalo has probably made him think about the idea of not playing, and then you spend a few days not playing, not practicing, not going to meetings, going to his kids' games. I know from, being around him when he was in Philly, like that is a real thing. Like he is a true family man. So I do think maybe now the freedom has made him think, hey, this actually isn't that bad. But I think if the Eagles would have claimed him, he would have not been at his kid's game. He would have just come to Philadelphia and not experienced that. So I do think he would play for the Eagles if that opportunity arises. I think the Eagles believe he would play for the Eagles if he had that opportunity. But my thing is, I just wonder how the league reacts to a player, a very high-profile player, very publicly kind of circumventing the waiver system. Like, what's the point of the waiver system if the players are just going to be able to pick and choose where they go? Like, the argument can be made there shouldn't be one, and once he's cut, he should get to go where he wants. He's a veteran. He's been in the league a long time. But if he's just going to say, I'm not going to play for Buffalo, and then end up with the Eagles, like if I'm another team, like if I'm the Rams or some other team, I wouldn't be too thrilled about that. So
well, I mean,
I'll be curious to see where it ends up.
And Eliot, I'll take this a step further, but before I do, let me just say contest line right now. We'll take caller 5 on the contest line for Pete the Hammer coming up in less than 5 minutes. 215-988-1258. I mean, I don't really know why you bother calling. You're going to lose, whoever you are out there. But okay, fifth caller. 215-988-1258 for Pete the Hammer in less than 5 minutes. Eliot, I'll take it a step further and say this. I don't know why the Buffalo Bills would ever renounce his rights. Meaning the Bills know they might play in the Super Bowl. The Bills know the Eagles might play in the Super Bowl. The Bills know they got Josh Allen.
Bills played the Eagles week 17.
And week 17. So
they could put him on the do not report list. Is that what it is?
Yeah, Eliot, I just see it's kind of exciting to know that maybe the Slay thing is still possible for the Eagles, but it just seems unlikely to me that it manifests because why would Buffalo allow him to play for the Eagles? They currently own his rights.
I agree. Now, the reason they would do it is because Slay does have a high-power agent, Drew Rosenhaus. Obviously, Eagles fans are very familiar with him.
So what are the chances?
You wonder if they do him a favor now, and then in the offseason, one of Drew's clients. There's that backdoor thing. But you're right, from just like a surface-level practical standpoint, they claimed him. If they don't have to use a roster spot on him, they can just own his rights. Like I don't see why they would, other than just to be nice.
So are there better chances that this can actually happen than we really think, Eliot?
It depends. I mean, I would say it's 50-50. Not to go down the middle on it, but it's really going to come down to if Drew Rosenhaus can maneuver this where he gets what his client wants. Because I do think that Darius Slay wants to play for the Eagles, and it'll just be a matter of if they can work the system to get him here.
All right, Eliot. Final thing: who should be favored in the Eagles-Chargers game if Herbert plays?
Herbert's playing.
Yeah, I think it should be the Eagles. I know they're not playing right now, and they're on the road, but it's I've been to SoFi. The Rams don't even have good crowds, so I can't imagine the Chargers are going to have much of a good crowd.
There's going to be tons of Eagles fans there.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be mostly Eagles fans, I would think. I don't think they should be huge favorites, and I don't think anyone should feel really confident they're going to win the game. But they are still a better team than the Chargers. So I would say the Eagles deserve to be slight favorites.
All right, bud. Eliot, great report, man. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks, pal.
Yep, sounds good. Talk to you guys soon.
All right.